Hello. Yeah, again here to explain more of the information that I was explaining the other day. As always, I'm introduce myself. I'm Inbook. And yeah, I'm going to continue with the explanation of my process, of my expansion. To myself, because that can help me to expand myself. I it's like the breathe. You now, then you pass the process there, and then you exhale. You share the thing. Do you hear me? Is, is, can you tell me if you hear me? Mm-hmm. You hear me? Perfect. um, yeah. So I'm going to continue with that. Yeah, as always, I'm nervous. But yeah, I was spinning in this like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then it's like, yeah, I need to start because my cells impulse me to do that. So yeah, basically I'm going to continue with the explanation of my process, because as I told before, it's helping me to release to new information enter, because new information is coming. Actually, I'm making the last video I was showing this, but now that information, as I told in the other video, is now is in expansion. So now it's even bigger. I'm trying to finish it, but yeah, probably today or tomorrow I'm going to finish that. But let's do it with what we have, because everyone start with this free one. I'm working the other one, but yeah, I'm just going to explain. Not this one, if not the others, these ones that I also share on one of my history, on one of my story. Yeah. So let's see if I can make zoom here. Yeah. So yeah, it's not like really visible, but yeah. So I was explaining the other day that this one is our Merkaba. This is Gary. That is a temple ceremony that is is the human, my process as a human. I'm Inbook as a crystal, and I'm going to be Inbook or Imka when I have the great vibration. I would like to explain this better, how this work and all the ancestors and lineage thing. But right now I'm going to focus in the conscious and the unconscious, because it's in the thing that I'm working now. So yeah. So basically, what I was explaining the other day, it was, let me see if I can, yeah, like that. Okay. So I was explaining my process, that I want to help. I don't want to be abandoned. I am subjected. That is slavery. I want to be understood. I don't want to be a victim. The abuse. I want to. I don't want to be abused, and I want to be abused. Both of them, I have it. I also have both of victim in feminine and masculine. Actually, I think I have, but basically all of them. And the seven, that is the I don't want to be seen. That is the one that is the most deep. It's the deepest one. But yeah. So I'm going to explain this because it can help all of you. I know that it's not visible, but I'm just going to show. I'm going to read it. But this is the map that is going to help you to interpret to this, to go through these points to the expansion. The only tool that you need is this, and be true with yourself. Be alone with yourself, be true with yourself. That's and when I tell true, it's like really be true. It's like not making excuses. It's like be honest with you. If you want to say no, if you don't want to be in a place, if you don't want to be with your family, if you don't want to be with your husband, with your girlfriend, with everything in general, you need to be true with yourself, because the people used to do the thing because the commitment and the guilty thing that they abandon these things, the groups, the friends, this kind of thing. But it's part of be true. It's part of the process. That's why you go to the therapists, the psychologists, to holistic things, because you cannot be honest with you, so you need the other person, external person, help you with that. But actually, if you are brave and you are honest with you, you are true, 100% true with yourself, you can solve this by yourself. The people that is making this video, if as guiding and assisting others, but they are in their own process, they pass for their own process alone, because we are going to born alone. So it's like you need to be true with yourself. So those tools, basically, I shared is on my Instagram. You can check on my profile. I'm going to see if I can publish like a photo, normal photo in my profile, and that way that way you have it in the story and in the profile in general. So the thing with the help, the thing start with this: in what you spin and spin and spin, in what thing are you spinning for a long time, like all the time spinning the things. So the first one is doesn't want to help and wants to help. One is feminine and the other is masculine. Remember what I told you the other day: masculine and feminine doesn't mean man and woman. It's mean like a woman can be masculine and a man can be feminine. The important thing is have the balance in both. But when you grow up, probably some of you have, as I told in the last video, some of you have this thing of the mother is is stronger, so it's brave. So she took the thing of the masculine, and the father probably was more soft, more quiet. So it's the role of feminine. So it's just be true with yourself and see what does this thing represent your parents when you was a child and even now. So feminine, mother, internal. Everything that is internal is feminine. Everything that is external is masculine. In my case, as I told before, I want to help. So I always had this thing of help people. As I explained before in this, it's connected with woman, because it's like I like a woman, and I wanted to help, but I did everything in general with other people, but mostly with the thing of don't be abandoned, and that it's more with people that I like. So I have the feminine. No, I have the masculine, because as I told in the last video, my father wasn't there, so it's like he didn't help me. So I grew up with that, even in unconscious. But now I realize that. So the people that suffer that things is like sick or is in environment where help all the time, and it borns if others don't help. It's dedicated to rescue. So basically, you look for environments, to places where you can help people. Like you feel powerful because you can help people, because your father didn't help you, so you transmit that as help things or rescue things, because the expansion of the help is rescue. When you start to help, and then you born because you cannot rescue a person, and you want to help that person, and you get angry because nobody helping that person, or nobody's helping in a place. So it's basically this, everything external. um yeah, so it's a rescue, it's help and rescue, and seek gratitude. In the case of the feminine, is mostly inside, it's internal. So the person, if they feel, if the person now feel that her mother didn't help when the child was, yeah, between 0 and 7 years old, as is telling here, he is say like internal pain living between 0 and 7 years old, and then after the 7 years old, you replicate those things to 8 to 14, then 14 to 21. You replicate all the things. But the programmation was before between the 0 and the 7 years old. So in the feminine, uh, seek environment where it's helper but can alone. Like the person always can alone, but is looking for people that help them. Um, and what is receiving is not enough. Like people that is asking for help, and it's like angry because the person is not helping enough. This kind of thing. Uh, yeah, explode is not rescued. Like if it's a person, a group, or family, or friends don't rescue that person, not rescuing you, you burn, you get angry, you explode. So yeah, um, and as I explained in this map before, we are going up. So you start to represent that in the biological with the pain, and then when you recognize that in religions, in the psychologists, in the therapies, you go up because you recognize that you born, but you don't recognize this exploded, so you deny that and repress that, and then you go down and go up, go down, and this theme for many years. Now you have this, so you can be true yourself and recognize that you are angry with a situation. Yeah, but first it's like the when you are repressing and denying this thing, the crystal start to send message through the biological, so you get sick, you start to have internal emotional pain, like headaches, stomach, all the diseases. And after that, when you recognize that, you can see the external, like when you explode, when you born, you everyone can see that emotion that you are not solving in this, because between you 0 and 7 years old. So yeah, other characteristic that this of the mother in the internal have is like they don't want to help or rescue because no one helped them. Like it's like the person that is always say like, no, I'm not going to help because nobody's going to is helping me. So you have this. Yeah. Then I'm going to follow my map is in this order. It's different in this because this is the order that I recognize my personal process. So I'm going to be this like doesn't want to be abandoned. that was, as I explained in the last video, because my mother left me with my grandmother when I was 1 year old. So I in that moment, it stayed like a memory in all my cells, in all my body, my memory, that my mother abandoned me, but it wasn't like that. Yeah, so I have the family. This case, my mother. So I seek for environment where I was seeking for environment that I was rejected again and again, many times. That happened to me many times. To relieve the rejection, explode is if rejected. Then, when I pass to the part of the rejection, because first is abandonment and then it came the rejection. When you feel rejection and you explode, I passed for that many times. As I told in the last video, the last time was in Bosnia. So the person after that isolate himself or herself alone to return to the same environment. Like the past, I passed for that this thing like where I went alone. I didn't want to talk with nobody. And yeah. So and then after that, I find another person that yeah the this is also resonance. You attract what you are resonated, what you transmit. So the person that is coming is kind of a mirror of you. Probably has the same situation of you or the same situation, but in the other part, because it's polarities. But we are not living in polarity now. So it's important to be in the center and recognize this thing. But yeah, and I know that because I'm passing that now. But I'm in that process now. Like I recognize other person because they have the opposites of me. So it's easy to see that when you are conscious. But before of that, you are passing this, spinning and spinning and spinning until you get to the conscious of that. In the masculine, abandonment for the masculine, the person seeks environment when is not rejected and systematically seeks or look for please, like to be um like to be liked, like the person when it's about for the masculine, it's a person that is like other admire them and this guy he looks this kind of environment when he can be the center of the attention. Yeah, yeah, and seeks to please to avoid rejection. Like he do everything for to be accepted in that and not to suffer the rejection, and automatically please again. Every if it's a person that can do whatever things bad and the environment he or her yeah, he or she attract these people that even if they get mad they immediately please again, like again to be or her. So yeah, that's the masculine and the feminine and the masculine. So in my third one is subjected the slavery. That is the number 5 in this. In this case, I have both masculine and feminine. In the feminine, continues to escape from environment that subject him or feeling pressed, like feel slave in this environment. Like in my case, I always try to roam of places that make me feel a slave or this kind of thing. And it's a person that have not schedule, live freely, or control everything. Um, it's like a person that always think like if I behave badly, mom will take care of me because suffer the feminine. So the environment find him or her to born and feel a slave in that situation, because it's always running. But the truth of this being is be the truth is going to find this being, so always going to feel a slave, but it's going to run in unconscious. Then when you are conscious, you can solve this. In the masculine, the person seeks environment that subject him and when feel slave, explode, like feel is in present. It's a person that look for environment like where the person can be a slave, and it's like unconscious. The person, let's put an example in a couple, like a guy look for a girl that make him a slave, like you are going to do this and do this, and he's like accepting that, but in a point it's going to explode. It's, yeah, it's a service and responsible. It's not good. I must to be a good and obedient child. That way my father is not going to slave me. In that case, that the programmation in that. And always the environment of freedom are in front of him or her, and choose to continue in the slave. It's what I was saying the other day, that I suffered this of masculine when I explained the thing of the house of the house where I'm now. Um, and she told me like I can go to the kitchen, but I choose to slave myself. And yeah, and the answer was like the environment of freedom was in front of me, so I just choose to be a slave by myself. It was my choice. And in that moment, I recognized that and I saw it because I'm conscious of this. But a person that is not conscious, the thing is going to pass in front of that person and the person is not going to see it. So then is the ones wants to be understood, the masculine. As I explained in the other video, that's the number 6 here. Let me move the camera a little bit. Yep, there. So it's this one. In my case, it's masculine. Seek for environment that understand and accept him, and when he or she feel misunderstood, he get frustrated and explode. That happened to me many times. Like I find people that I saw that they understood me in some point, but when I was expanding things that I know, it was like a lot. So I felt misunderstood. So I get frustrated because I couldn't explain what I wanted to explain. So I explode. Uh, yeah, the environment appears to make the person feel uncomfortable and make the person explode. So yeah, that's basically the thing, and that's in many examples. You just need to be true with yourself and find your example. Mine was like that, like information that I have, and I felt like understood in that moment, but it was a moment that I was not understood. So yeah, okay, I need to breathe. I will have a lot of energy now. So yeah, in the feminine is that person, the mother doesn't didn't understood that person, so the person seek distance from the environment where it is understood or accepted and get frustrated if they make him or her feel different. It's like the kind of person that always look for environments that uh, it's like a lie. Like the person look an environment where the person cannot be him or herself because the other are going to make him or her feel different. So they try to find environment where ones make him or her look different. Yeah, like try to adapt to a situation. That way the other people are not going to see like a weird monster or something. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically that. In my case, it's masculine. I never passed for this, or maybe yes, but I don't remember. So it's like less, because at the end we have all of these, masculine and feminine, but one is always stronger than the other. It's like I'm in my case with the slavery thing, that I have both masculine and feminine, and victim things I also have feminine and masculine. So yeah, in the fight I have doesn't want to be a victim, so it's feminine. It's number 7. Seek for environment that can control and not feel helpless. If that happens, the person explodes. Control environment, manipulate, explode if it's defenseless. The environment that the person can't control will make her or him explode. Right? In my case, if I am in an environment that I cannot control of what? We don't have control of anything. Everything is happening that in the way that you recognize this. I said that. I said that I don't have control of anything. Everything is evolution. Everything is in expansion. So, do you want it? You want it or not? Everything is going to happen. In the way that need to happen. So you need to release the control and let um, be guide for you elevated, for your mother or father in the universe. So yeah, I always explore when I feel like people is looking at me like I'm helpless, or like yeah, environment that I cannot control. I cannot do the thing my way. In the masculine is the person look for environment, seek for environment where can become victimized or in continue victimization. Like it's a person that is always like make other feel like, oh, that poor guy, I need to help. So it's manipulation at the end. Like the person manipulates in unconscious. Remember, it's in unconscious. The other to feel victimized, victimized. Yeah. Uh, so yeah. So it's be true with yourself, because it's not fault of nobody. It's something that happens. And being true, you can go to your childhood, see who in these roles, father or mother, in masculine or feminine, victimize you or didn't victimize you. So yeah. Now I'm going to talk again here, because the other one are in this one. Yeah. So the next one is abuse. I also lived that with my mother and my father, and in general. So the abuse is the number 3. In my case, as I thought, I have both. So I seek safe environment in the feminine mother, seek safe environment, high, so that way it cannot relieve the abuse, and explode and born it is feel violated, like it feel abused. Yeah, this is the typical people that see places where he or she can be safe. Like look for a person that is always protect them and this kind of thing, to not suffer the abuse. And it's always with fear that something would happen, the darkness, someone is going to harm me. In the holistic, it's like a spirit, a demon is going to find me and make me suffer and this kind of thing. It's always feel unsafe um, in this environment. Even if the environment are safe, the person is like uh, not trusting in that. Like it's always is suspicious of something is going to happen, paranoid. In the case of the father, it seeks environment where can relieve the abuse of something external. Explode it doesn't relieve the abuse. Need to be violated and relieve the external injustice to solve. The environment where is abuse come to hit, that way the person can see it. So it's a typical person that always look for a person that abuse of them, and it's like I'm going to put again the example of boyfriend and girlfriend. It's the girlfriend of the boyfriend that is with a person that is abusing, and they are going to always stay like, oh yeah, but he's going to change, she's going to change. This kind of thing is because they suffered abuse for the masculine when they were a child. So it's just be true with yourself. Sometimes the people block those memories, but if you start in this process with yourself and be true with yourselves and your elevated and your crystal is going to tell you exactly the moment where you were abused, or it's going to give you a clue of that. So yeah, uh, yeah. In my case, I also have this, but in less. Uh, Mine was, yeah, mostly uh, in other cases that, yeah, not in the abuse for a woman or something. It was more like, yeah, other thing. Remember that this is not just physical. This is also can be like with words or many ways. You just need to be true with yourself. Then uh, it came the last one, that is the one that was always in front of me. The I don't want to be seen, because as my mother left me with my grandmother, I was like, my mother didn't see me, so I continually seek to recognize myself internally. If I cannot recognize myself, I explode. Like I am always wanted this thing of um, advance and know more and more and more, and that of recognize myself, I turn it in curiosity or understanding things. So for me, it's curiosity. I'm not exploring anymore because this kind of thing. But this is the deepest one for me. Like made this video in a live is something that I'm showing myself. And many times I was like, as I told in the beginning of this live, I was spinning, like trying to avoid doing it, but myself was impulsing me in that moment to do it. So I just press the button, and yeah, and whatever it need to be, and I'm now here. But yeah, in the case of the masculine, is the person felt like the father of the masculine in the when the person was a child didn't see him or her. The person continues to seek external recognition. It doesn't succeed, explode. It's the typical person that say like, I'm fabulous, I'm fabulous, I am better than others, everyone need to see me, I am in the podium, and I want, if I am in the podium, I'm going to be recognized by my father. That's the main thing. The person wants to be seen. That way the father can recognize him or her. The person that do everything to satisfy or make happy the father or the masculine, because also can be the mother in masculine. So yeah, they do everything to make happy. That way the person is going to see, because when the person was a child, they didn't see him or her. So yeah, that's basically the 7. Is a path that you need to be true with yourself. If not, this is not for you. This is for brave people. This is for people that really want to advance, that really want the expansion. But the truth is always going to follow you. The truth is in itself. Truth doesn't need that nobody recognize. So it's going to happen, you want it or not, in any moment, because we are evolving. The planet is evolving. Micah, that is the planet, as I explained in other videos. You can watch the other videos. So the being that is in the center of this planet is Micah, and the planet in general is her Merkaba. Micah is going to evolve, so she's going to evolve. We are here, so we evolve also with that process. That's why we are going to have our Merkaba, because right now we are having the energy by Micah, with the food, with the air, yeah. So yeah. So yeah, that's I wanted to explain this. That way, I share and I help myself in this, because at the end I'm rescuing myself. It's a way to release and get more information, because more information is arriving. In the next days, I'm going to try to explain the thing of the lineage and the ancestors, and the crystal and the human. That way you can understand better this, because there is a lot of information in Spanish, but yeah, also in English, but I can expand in my way that, because people can see themselves in if they watch this video someday. So yeah, at the end is going to this way, to arrive to the acceptation and expansion. The accept the things is the real love. When you love truly, is accepting everything that is. It's accepting that the war is happening and you cannot do nothing with that. It's going to people die. Nobody's dying. It's just they are going to born in the crystal, and the body just return to the elements. Yeah. Accept that. Accept your process. Accept other process. Because as I told before, this is expanding now. I'm doing now, but in the new information, there is the innocent, where you can see the innocent of others and see the unconscious that they have. And the person is not more innocent, the person that sees those things. So I'm working that. I'm trying to, yeah, I'm doing it in English, it's in Spanish. And then Dan Maruk shared that for the information that Dan gave to him. But yeah, with the thing of the acceptation and the love. Okay, yeah, I'm going to explain that better in the next, because I have example when I start to feel this thing of accepting and feel the real love for a situation that happened to me. I can explain now. In the next video, when I have the complete map, I can explain it better. So yeah, when I was asking Indrak, my elevated Indrak, uh, what can I explain this in this video, in this live? He told me like talk about trust, the truth, and the happiness. Another thing that I want to explain here, because in the last video I thought something about biocodification in this part, but actually this part, the second part, is NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programmation. I made a mistake of telling like it was biocodification, but biocodification is more in the number 3, biological tree. When you see, there is dictionaries with this on internet, there is a lot of information about that. When you can see if you have fever or if you have headache or something in your body, your biological, you can see from where it comes. You can deny it, you can cry, you can do a lot of excuses, but at the end it's like that. As I told before, the truth is in itself. The truth doesn't need that nobody accept them. The only person that need to accept the truth is yourself with yourself. You need to go to yourself and be true. And there is come the trust. It's some of the things that Indrak told me to tell. The trust of advancing, even with fear. You many times I was with a lot of fear to advance in things that Indra told me, advance, trust in that something is going to happen. And I advance with fear, but trusting that something is going to happen. So trust in yourself, trust in the message you receive, because what you call what you call intuition, or what you call canalizing, or what you call that God send you a message, is your father or your mother in the universe talking to you and guiding you and telling you to trust, advance. It's a process. I know I passed through that, but it's learn to trust. I can tell one example. When I was in Bosnia, Indra was telling me many times, like I was asking, like, guide me to find the best way to advance, and he was always telling me like, trust, advance. What is coming, you are not imagining what is coming. You are going to laugh, you are going to smile a lot. And in this day where I'm now, I'm being I've been smiling and laughing like a lot, like my stomach is hurting me of these things. So in that moment came the message that Indra told me in that moment in Bosnia, like, trust, advance, because you are going to laugh a lot. And it's what is happening now. Like I had many years with how laughing that my stomach hurt almost every day. And here I trust in Indra. I told what he told me in the telepathy, because I'm working my telepathy, and every day is clear. Hear him when he's guiding me, and I'm trusting him because I know that he always was with me since I was born. He always was in my DNA, in my guide me by intuition, by message, where we saw numbers and message that we receive message all the time. Now we have the opportunity to talk directly with your father or your mother in the universe. Now I know that I can talk directly. Like the example that I talked in one of the video when I was in Netherlands, that I was receiving this, that I needed to go to a mountain, and I was like, yeah, because I'm going to receive something there. And all the way I was speaking with Indra, and Indra was talking like, and I was really tired because I was in a bike, as I told in the last video, in one of his videos in Netherlands. And he told me like, yeah, because you have been talking with me all this time, so why are you looking for places, sacred places, something that you can talk with me? And that's what I'm having now. I ask something, and immediately, because the telepathy is immediately, you are asking something and immediately arrive the answer before you finish the question. That's the telepathy. When the mind doesn't interrupt you, the mind have not space to make something excuses or something that is faster that everything that you know that like a brief or something. You are asking something and immediately boom, arrive the answer. Anytime I'm asking something and before I finish the sentence the answer arrives. I'm trusting that. That's the trust. The truth is also be true with yourself. If you are true with yourself, you can have better telepathy with your elevated, your mother or father in the universe. If you are not true with yourself, you are going to always receive this intuition, this canalizing with fears, with a lot of excuses because the message arrived, but it means with the fears that you have because you are not true with yourself that you have fear and you don't look in that fear to recognize in which part of your life is that thing. So the message is a mess. So you don't advance and you don't get trust in that. And with that you get happiness. That you are happy with yourself. You don't look anything in the external. You know that everything you have inside. So that's basically the three things to arrive to the happiness that all of you are looking in continuous things. You need to be true with yourself. Trust that you are always guided by your elevated, your father or mother in the universe, and start to listen, ask, and again be true with yourself because being true, you are here more and more clearly that, and any fears is going to interrupt. You are going just to advance. And as I told before in the last video, this is a spiral. It's always repeating the theme, but what it makes the difference in this case, what it makes the difference between this part and this part, in the other, when I finish the other map, I want to explain it better. But the difference is when you are conscious, and you are conscious of that, because you immediately can recognize that even if you're repeating, you can get anger or fear or something for a few minutes, and then you go to yourself, you are true yourself. It's because of that happening. So yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to explain. Yeah, in the next video I'm going to try to make to explain the thing of the lineage and the ancestors, more about the crystal. Maybe I'm going to explain also the neurolinguistic programmation. But yeah, I'm in my process, so as I told before, I'm doing this by myself. I'm going to watch this video because sometimes we talk and it's the crystal talking and not the human, and the human need to understand. Kervis, in my case, need to understand what I'm telling, what I'm learning in this, when I'm expanding myself in this, because we are in continuous expansion. People that is brave, people that have passion for expand themselves. That's in my case. I am always with passion to expand myself. I'm always looking for expansion because I know that there is more. We have an entire universe waiting for us. Right now we are here in the human. We need to learn to be in the present. I'm in the present now and enjoying this present, even if I know what is coming, and in this process of expanding myself here and enjoy every day by day. That's the truth that I'm living now. Yeah, and there is more that is coming. That's why I'm also doing this to release, and that way I can receive more and expand and expand. Continue expansion. I receive, I have the process of that I receive, I expand, I share, is what I'm doing now, and I receive, and it's like that all the time. It's going to be a moment that everything's going to pass. Actually, it's happening now. Right now, in the humanities, everything happening at the same moment. Receiving, processing, expanding. Receiving, processing, expanding. So that's we are going to that point. All of us, all the humanity is going to go in there. So the 2,888 are going to await this information first, and are going to do this first, but all the humanity is going to go there. Remember, it's for people that choose themselves. I choose myself. If you want to choose yourself, if you feel this passion, be brave, young, trust in what you are receiving. Ask for your crystal name, because you have a crystal. If you are honest with you, you are always hearing these two voices. It's the voice of the crystal and the voice of the human, the mind and the elevated. So it's important to recognize that way the crystal can be guided by the elevated, and the crystal can guide the human. That way we create our Merkaba, because that's what is going to happen. We are going to have our energy. We are not receiving energy anymore from Micah. Past to be a child, to be an adult, and have our body of energy. So yeah, that's basically all for now. I'm going to try to do the live probably next week. Let's see. It's depends on what I'm passing now. But yeah, thank you for watching this. Yeah, as always, be safe and be true to yourself.